Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Pewag 7mm studded truck chain here on our 2021 Toyota 4Runner. Now this is going to be a very heavy duty chain, not designed for on-road use, but any of those off-road applications that you might find yourself in, this is going to be fantastic for it. And the reason for that is these studs. These are 7mm studs on each link. So like a V-bar style chain that has those points that will stick up and bite into that mud, that ice, whatever situation you might find yourself in, these are going to do the same thing, but they are much thicker than a traditional V-bar. These things are heavy duty. You'll notice we have a ladder pattern on the tire chain itself, giving us some good traction for starts and stops. Now on the inner chain here, we'll notice our cam tensioners. These are used to twist and pull the tire chain in, keeping it nice and tight on the tire. We will want to probably pick up a rubber tensioner as well. We always personally recommend them just to take up that extra bit of slack, because these chains are meant to fit a wide range of tire sizes and you don't always get the perfect snug fit you're looking for. With this, we can get that extra bit of slack pulled out of the chain, giving us a nice secure fit on the tire. These chains do come with a carrying bag. Now this is a step up from the typical canvas bag. Those tend to rip pretty much right away in my experience. So this is a bit better, but I would prefer to have something resealable. Probably pick up a plastic tote just to toss those in real quick. It keeps everything sealed up and watertight, and it's just a lot simpler in the long run. So if you're looking for a chain that is the heavy duty option to go to, you're looking for something off-road, something that's gonna bite into that ice and get you the traction you need in the most extreme situations, this is the way you're gonna wanna go. Whichever one you go with though, they're all gonna install somewhat similar, and these ones are no exception. They're very easy to get put on, so let's check out that now. To kick things off here, we wanna make sure our chains are laid out nice and even and make sure there aren't any sort of twists or tangles in the links. With this style chain, that can be pretty common. The other thing we want to check on is that the cams are towards the outside of the vehicle and these studs are facing upward. We don't want those down into the tire. We want those facing out for the extra traction. Once all that's set, we can go ahead and grab the chain somewhat by the middle here and carefully drape it over the tire, trying our best to keep things relatively centered here. We can make some basic adjustments here, make sure things aren't tangled up in itself. And then once we're happy with where that's at, we can go to the back and make our first connection. So on one end, we're gonna have our spare links. And then on the end next to me, we're going to have a hook. Now you can link this on the end link right here, or if you need a little bit of extra tension, we can go for maybe like the second or third link. To start off, I'm going to go for the second link. We may need to come back around and tighten it up or loosen it up depending on how the front fits, so just keep that in mind when you're making this connection. Now up front we have the same type of connection up here. I'm going to go for the fourth link here. We could go for maybe the fifth link, but yeah, I can't quite get that to fit on my own, so I'll go for this one and then use the cam tensioner to bring up this extra slack. So the cam tensioners, you just use the included tool and give them a turn. Now that first one doesn't look like it did too much. We can go for the next one. And then on this last one here, we should see and feel more of a difference. Yeah, right away I can feel some difficulty turning that, and then I feel it lock in place. And now we can see there is still a little bit of looseness down here, but up top it's really tight, and we can take the rest of that out with a rubber tensioner. Now these rubber tensioners aren't included with the kit, but we always recommend picking them up just because they do make such a difference in the quality of the fit on your tire and just the overall security when using the chains. We want to go in a star-shaped pattern like this, working from opposite ends, trying to space them out relatively evenly. About like that should be pretty good. And we can see now at the bottom where it was pretty loose, we have a lot more tension. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side, drive over these a couple times, see if anything has adjusted, maybe tighten things up if we need to, and then once we've made those final adjustments, we're ready to hit the road. Again, these are the Pewag 7mm studded truck tire chains here on our 2021 Toyota 4Runner.